I got a crazy challenge that I'm doing just for the hell of it, right? And I think I may fail. Let me explain. I'm going to attempt to make tasty coffee at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if it's possible. We're gonna see together. We're gonna be doing it out of the Hario V60s, as you can see to my right or your left. I can't remember which way it is. And I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible, just because that's really a low temperature to brew coffee at. Nobody really does that. I think the least amount of temperature that I usually see is about 170 degrees. You can get something that's sweeter in a cup. But in this case, what we're gonna be doing is that we're gonna be brewing these cup of coffees at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's a couple of rules that we're gonna be following. No stirring. That's the easy way to get agitation, to bring up the extractions in the coffee. So we're not gonna do that. The one that I'm pointing at right now, this is the regular Hario V60 filter, okay? We're gonna let it bloom for 30 seconds and then we're gonna do 2 pulses. So we're gonna pour about 70 grams of coffee in the first time, 70% coffee inside, and then we're gonna pour the rest of the 30%. And the grind size for the normal brew and also the Chemex, which I'm about to talk about right now, is the same grind. The grinder that I used was the Kin grinder, the K2. I love this grinder. I like this grinder. I love this inanimate object. It does a good job. This is the one I mainly use for pour over. So it's the exact same grind that I've been using on it. So we're gonna keep that the same. And then we're gonna do multiple pulses for the Chemex. The reason why I chose the Chemex filter is because it's a heavier filter. So hopefully the contact time is gonna allow the coffee to extract a little bit more, especially without stirring. So the last one, a fast filter. I still need extraction though. If I use the same exact coffee, I believe, I think I'll have a less amount of extraction. And this time we're bringing out the big boy. This is the K6. This is the espresso grinder. I left it at the same espresso grind that I usually use with this grinder. So I'm sure you're still wondering, why the hell am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Just for the fun of it. Why not? Let's see if we can actually taste good tasting coffee out of this crazy method, and let's see what we learn. Okay, that's really all it's about. If I fail, great. If I learn something from it, great. And the best part about it is that you're along for the ride, hopefully. So have you seen any tool or crazy person brew coffee at 160 degrees? Let's find out, okay? So this is 20 grams in. We're gonna do this one first. We're gonna do 300 grams of water. I've already weighed the water. It's at 160 degrees, and that's the only water that's inside of it. I'm curious to see how long these actual brews take. We're gonna start now, okay? 160 degrees. I'm not hopeful. Hopefully something does come out of this in a good way, but we're just finding out. We're just tasting and enjoying coffee, okay? It's been about 25 seconds, so we'll wait a little bit longer. And this one is where we're gonna pour quite a bit of the coffee. And to me, this new method that I'm trying out, it does create some type of sweetness to the coffee, more of a balanced cup. That's what I've been noticing past couple of times. I'm gonna go from there. Oh shit, make sure that this is going in the right direction. I'm surprised that it's a relatively fast brew. We're gonna call that at 2 minutes. This is what the bed looks like. So it's not as even as I would have liked it, but it's fine, it works. So now we're gonna get the brew weight, 256 grams. And this is the same grind as the regular filters, okay? Right now, the temperature is a little bit high, it's at 165, so we're gonna let it come down a little bit, and then we'll go from there, okay? And in this one, we're gonna do the multiple pulses, okay? Probably like, I want the bed to be as even as possible to create the maximum amount of extractions, in theory. So we're gonna see how well that actually does work in our favor, okay? Still at 163, but let's just go ahead and brew this coffee. Okay. We're gonna wait 30 seconds, okay? So 1, 2, 3. I think this may be our best one. We'll see. 4, 5. So far it's 2 minutes in, okay? 6. This is taking a long damn time. 7, 8, 9. 9 pulses. We'll say about 20 seconds less. So 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And you already know that this bed is the best bed so far. Look at that. Amazing. I'm pretty proud of that. Well, hopefully the coffee tastes like something. All right, the last one is going to be the fast filter. I want to extract this. I need the extraction to be as high as possible. So we're gonna do the multiple pulses, okay? We're gonna do the 30-second bloom, and then we'll go from there, okay? Why am I doing this? Again, it's just for fun. We're just gonna see how this works. At the end of the day, we gotta spice it up sometimes. And if it's tasty at 160 degrees, I don't know what to say. If it's crap at 160 degrees with these methods, we'll see. So it's like 163 degrees Fahrenheit. Here we go. I just wanna make sure I saturate the grounds for what it's worth. As you see, it's not doing much of anything right now. About 23 seconds in. There we go. The reason why I like doing this in particular, because I gave myself a challenge of like not stirring, because this would have been easy to actually do if I stirred the shit out of the coffee to help agitate it. But over the years, I've stopped doing that. Main reason is because it's not as consistent as you knowing how many pulses you do in order to bring up the extraction, or you know, just it doesn't really work as good as people think it does. So that's the reason why I stopped doing that. And we're gonna see a simple method of just kind of pouring it and eyeballing it and then going from there. I don't know how many pulses, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be a lot, okay? You can probably count them, or I'll count them later once we're done with this, and I'll put it on the screen and whatnot. But it's gonna be like 7 to 9 pulses, I believe. This one I predict is gonna go about 5 minutes, maybe longer. Remember, this is a fast filter too. It's doing something, it's extracting something. So 160 does sound a little extreme and crazy, but look at it, it's doing something. So if I had to guess, I would guess that this is gonna be extracting the most from the coffee, theoretically, because of the finer grind, but not so much because it's also using a faster filter. So it should drain out a little bit faster. 5 minutes and 3 seconds. This bed is relatively clean too, but as you saw, I was manipulating that a little bit. So that's what it looks like right now. 249 brew weight. It's time to drink some coffee. Doesn't matter the temperature. I don't think so. We're just tasting the coffee now to see if it's actually pretty good. That's really our goals with all of this. This first cup is the regular filter. So this is the normal couple pulses and stuff. So let's go ahead and taste it, okay? Actually tastes okay. It does have that bitterness ting onto it. I actually like to drink the coffee first before I actually give you the TDS of it, so we can kind of go from there. I think it works. It does work. This is the one that I did the 70% of coffee up front, and then I did the 30%. And then this coffee was brewed in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. Yeah, there's no acidity on this cup. I don't really taste. I just taste a little bit of the ting of the bitterness. So ideally, an extraction at 1:15 ratio, right at the 20% extraction, is usually about 1.5. If I had to guess right now, let's go ahead and let me guess. Since I don't know. If I had to guess right now, I would say this coffee is slightly under the 1.5 TDS reading. I think it will probably be like 1.35 TDS if I had to guess. I guess I was really off. I said 1.35 TDS. So it came down to 1.17. 1.17, yeah. So a lot less than ideally that you wanted. So from this gadget, from the TDS meter, it's saying that of course I'll do more of the math because I need to get the brew weight and equate that. So that's gonna probably be closer to like a 16-17% extraction, closer to the 16% perhaps. Like I said, I'll put it on the screen somewhere over here, so we can see what the extraction really is. To me, what I taste is that the coffee is not bad really. Yeah, as it says, and as I said, it's a little bit under extracted, but it's still approachable. It's still not as bad as somebody would think brewing coffee at 160 degrees. Give it one last taste. So the next one's gonna be the Chemex. That's the one with the 9 pulses. So let's see, hopefully the extraction came up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and get the Chemex version. Here we go, here's the Chemex. So let's taste this coffee. It's more full body, is rounder. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I get the bitterness and acidity mixed up a little bit, but I am tasting some bitterness in this coffee. The flavor is a little bit more pronounced. It's a little bit more heavier in a good way. So if I was to guess, I would say this one is about right at 1.5 because we have the filter going with us to give us a little bit more contact time. This brew was like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. We did keep the same grind as what we did with the normal filter. So if we wanted to do this again, we wanted more extraction, we can go a little bit finer on the grind. But let's go ahead and taste this one more time, and then let's go ahead and get the extraction or the TDS reading. Nice, approachable. It is a little sweet. It's more balanced. Okay, so let's see. 1.48. 1.48, okay? That's the one with the multiple pulses. That's the one with the Chemex filter, which I believe is a lot heavier, especially on one side. That's a debate for another day or whatever, than the regular Hario V60 filters. But let's go ahead and taste this one good time before we get to the espresso grind on the fast filters, okay? It's approachable, it works. Compared to the 200 degrees Fahrenheit, it's more sweet, it's more muted. The other one is more lively. You can taste the bends and the oddness and the acidity. It's kind of crazy saying that, but that's what the higher temperature does, at least for me, in this particular grind of a coffee, the way it is as it is right now. So that's really interesting how you can kind of play around with different things, different variables, and all of it works. It really does. So let's see if this espresso grind on a fast filter works, okay? I think it's going to be extremely over extracted just by the way that we went about it. The fast filter may have given it a shot of not being as extracted, but let's see if we're going to enjoy this cup of coffee, okay? Cheers. It's rounder. It's a little bit more developed, yeah. I would say it's slightly more full body than the second one. On the end of it, I'm tasting more acidity than bitterness of the coffee. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know if I like the second one better or the third one better. I think I like this one a little bit better. I don't think it's that much more extracted compared to the second one. Just what I'm tasting right now. So let's keep going. So it's a lot sweeter. It's tons a lot sweeter. Yeah. I don't know if I like this one better than the 200 degrees. That brew did take a long time. Granted, it was 300 grams of total amount of water that we used. So about 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and see the extraction real quick. Let's see what we're working with. Wow. Am I a little bit more extracted? Was probably not right according to this device. So guess what you think it is. I guess you can fast forward or just wait till I say it. So it doesn't matter. 1.98. 1.98 TDS. I still like this one more. It's still a lot sweeter. This one definitely a lot stronger. You can tell now. Do both of these back to back. This one seems a little bit more approachable, the middle one. But this last one, it's really not bitter. It's actually it's a strong cup. It's a strong fucking cup. It really is. But it's not as bad or crazy with it being this strong. And I think the temperature is the main thing that really did help out in that. Now it starts to have a little hint of a perfumey taste onto it. This is crazy. I think that's one of the things about this whole thing is that when you drink coffee, you drink it for what it is, right? But when you test things, especially when you go really outside of the boundary of like what coffee tastes like or what it can taste like, especially to the extreme of this, you get to taste different things in a coffee. It talks to you a little bit more. So this is crazy. So for the most part, I made the challenge. I did the challenge. I did it. I did not fail, but I learned a lot, and I hope that you learned a lot too from this, because one of those things is that this is crazy. 160 degrees Fahrenheit. As we saw, the first one didn't really work, but that's fine. But we tried different variables and we didn't even stir it. That's the beauty of this. You can really truly taste different things in coffees, even as low as 160 degrees Fahrenheit. You can truly really taste it. And it was fun. I'm gonna think of other ways to brew coffee now, especially when I'm kind of just playing around or I'm bored. I'm trying to do different things with that coffee because I've tasted so many different ways. And I think that's the real beauty of all this testing and tasting, because you don't have to have a TDS meter. You don't have to. You brew a cup, you taste it. Do you like it? You don't? Try a different recipe. And this was a lot of fun. I realized something, that coffee can be brewed at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And what I've noticed too, the biggest takeaway is that it's more sweet. It's more pleasant in a mouth. Even at 2 point almost, it's not espresso level, but and I think it's tasty because of the temperature. Think about that. Sometimes when you go about doing things, and yes, the TDS does tell one story, but really what you taste in the cup of coffee is another story. That's what I got for you. And talk to you later. If you have any comments, let me know. You got any other experiments that you want me to try? Give them to me. I'll do them. Talk to you later. Bye.